It's me, Realtor Kiana J, and
Brian Williams with Cadence Bank.
And we're back to talk to you this time about homeowners insurance. Of course, you know, once you put in your offer on the property, it's accepted, that's all exciting. There's a timeline of things that need to happen for you to be on track to your closing date. And a part of what you have to get is homeowners insurance. And we wanted to talk to you about it today because that could be the difference in you qualifying for that loan, what your payments look like. And so we want to talk about why shopping for homeowners insurance early is a good thing to do.
So homeowners insurance can be a deal breaker. That can be a deal breaker. We don't want you, and the thing is, it's not a requirement until you close. It's actually, before you could get the final approval, some places will let you do it as long as you have a quote, right? But once you get the appraisal, you want to make sure you bind that insurance. Because what happens is now you're going to get the actual payment. If you got a quote, and the quote, even if you don't have a quote, most people once they go in, they get pre-qualified, pre-approved, they don't have a quote. We're just estimating what we saw online for that area for homeowners insurance policies. You get your policies, as you know, lately, policies have been going up. Mm-hmm. Rates have been going up, policies are going up. They're not covering in certain areas. So if I pre-qualify somebody, I get your client, I pre-qualify him using $150 a month for homeowners insurance, and that premium comes back where it breaks down to it's $190 a month. That can make or break the loan.
Right.
Now we get to the end, and guess what? If you can't find a policy cheaper than that, something's got to bend, or it's just going to break.
Right. So that could be the difference between you getting to the closing table, signing off and everything being great, or you finding out a couple days before you're closing that you can't close because now the insurance you have is $190. We were looking at basing your loan off of $150, a month for homeowners insurance, and now it just won't work.
Right.
So a part of my process as the realtor in this deal is as soon as your offer is accepted, I actually have you start looking at homeowners insurance, getting quotes. Because if we find something and it's low, I want you to lock that in immediately, because then we know. Is there a problem with them locking in homeowners insurance, say, right away?
No, because what can happen is if you go ahead and you bind that policy, because it's not going to be paid until closing anyways.
Right.
So if you go in and you do, let me back up. What will happen is some people say, you know what? I'm just going to pay my premium myself so I don't have to escrow it, so you don't have to count that number in my taxes.
Right.
What the bank is going to say, hey, congratulations, we appreciate you paying your insurance out of pocket, but however, you signed up for a 30-year mortgage, we want to make sure the other 29 you can afford that payment.
Right.
So that's the point. So I have had that question asked a couple times. Hey, if I just pay it out of pocket and don't escrow it, can we do it that way? You guys don't count that payment in because I'm not going to have it. Well, you're not going to have it just for year one. That means next year we don't know what you're going to do. So we have to qualify you for it. So if you pay that binder up front, it's not going to matter. Even if you went and said, hey, I got a policy on this home, which I doubt the insurance company will let you do because you don't own a home.
Right.
You're paying insurance on somebody else's house. But even if you do pay that binder, the only thing they're going to do is if you don't close, they're going to give you your money back because you can't insure somebody else's home.
Right. So it's always a good idea to start that process early. That way, the idea is to eliminate the issues that could come up at the end. Some of my buyers say, wow, Kiana, they just accepted my offer today and you're telling me put down my escrow tomorrow. We're scheduling the inspection for the next day. Have I looked at homeowners insurance? And I say, it's either I stress you out for the first 5 days or you really be stressed out that last 5 days. And I'd rather us go back and forth a lot in the beginning and get everything that you need done, lined up and out of the way, because we're still gonna have to wait for that appraisal, which I can't order right away. I don't even order it. I have to wait on Bryant on his end for them to order that. Typically that happens about a week and a half to 2 weeks after you're under contract. Why is it typically that the appraisal isn't ordered to that time?
So what happens is, one, we have to make sure that you have the contract. Okay, so from the time that you get the contract, that's when the clock starts.
Right.
We have 3 days to get disclosures out to you. When we send out the disclosures, in those disclosures, there's an appraisal form and there's a credit card form. And it gives us the right to charge you for the appraisal, and saying, even if some companies, they'll pay the appraisal, but it says that, hey, I agree to pay you back for this appraisal. So in your closing costs, you might see the appraisal, the appraisal fee in the closing cost, but they're in the disclosure saying that you're going to do that. So that's why, and then it's the timing on when we get those disclosures back.
Right.
We're not going to do it just because we send them out on Tuesday. If we don't get them back until Friday, we're not going to order that appraisal until Monday.
Right.
So that's what happens.
So that typically takes a little bit of time, but we wanted to give you this short video on just knowing that one of the things that as your realtor, I'm going to ask you to do up front is look at homeowners insurance. If you already have car insurance or someone, maybe you're a renter and you have done the right thing as a renter and got renter's insurance. I'll make another video on that. You can contact companies that you already work with. They will probably give you a much lower rate because you already have this business, and we know how everyone loves the bundle. So typically companies will give you a discount for that. So we want you to definitely stay tuned. Follow this YouTube channel because we're going to consistently give you information that's going to help you.
Correct.
We're always available. You can book a call on SavvyBuyersPPC.com. Go on, book a call right now, and we'll be contacting you within a few minutes to firm up the time of when we can talk. So again, I'm Realtor Kiana J with Savvy Buyer Society.
Brian Williams with Cadence Bank.
And we'll be bringing you a lot more information.